One of the things I'd like to introduce you to here at IBC is the new Corvid Ultra. So if we take a look over here, you can see it's a 2-rack unit, right? And what you're getting is 4 SDIs in, 4 SDIs out, 3G, a whole bunch of AES audio support, the usual reference and timecode ports. And this box is designed to deal with 4K in pretty much every fashion possible. So all the way up to 60 frames per second support. You can see that the footage here on screen is actually from an F65, a Sony F65. It's raw material playing at 60 frames per second, right? So it's a very high bandwidth. This box can have 3D LUTs loaded onto it. What we're referring to is our TrueScale option card. So inside here we have these optional cards that can go in. So to actually work with it, and you see this one is functional right now, if we take a look over here on the screen, you've got a full 4K image, right? And we can control what gets sent out to the HD port. So to answer a common question here is, how am I going to utilize 4K if I'm not doing digital cinema right now? Well, it allows you to go out there, use these 4K cameras, which are beautiful resolution, and then choose the areas of the image that you want to send out to HD-SDI. So you can see here on this image, we've got a red frame, which is one of the HD outputs we might be doing. We've got a blue frame, it's the second, where you see I'm scaling it. And you can see on the output monitor up here, I'm choosing literally the framing, the positioning, the composition of the shot in real time. So this guy is going to be out within the month. So it's $79.95, very high-end box going on here. What you're looking at is the C500. The Canon camera will be out. They've announced October. So you have the C500 camera, and on the back you're actually seeing the KiPro Quad. And what is going on is, remember that this camera is only outputting RAW. You'll see it's a single SDI cable because it's not sending baseband video. It's actually sending raw data that's coming from the sensor. We are debayering it inside the KiPro Quad. What we can do from there is you can choose to record it to the AJA pack. So and these, upon release, will be available in 2 different sizes, 256 and 512. And that is live debayering to ProRes. At the same time, if you're needing to preserve pure raw data, that's why we have a Thunderbolt port on it. So the Thunderbolt port allows you in real time to also be capturing the raw data to a DIT workstation, for instance. You'll also see by the range of connectors that we're supporting multitude of monitors. So you could do a 4K quad output to a monitor if you chose to, or you could use the dedicated HD-SDI scaled down output, or you could be using the HDMI 4K output. So to be really clear about this, we're supporting these workflows all together simultaneously. So recording the ProRes, sending through raw data along Thunderbolt, and supporting all your monitors. What we're going to talk about here quickly is a couple of the new accessory options to use with KiPro. So what you're seeing here is for the first time is what's called a key store dock. So whether you use one of the new USB 3 drives, whether you use your current FireWire drive, you can put it into this dock, and on the back end you now have access to a Thunderbolt port and to a USB 3 port. It's your choice as to what you'll use. Next to it, we have our first real-world examples of the AJA Key Pack, which is the storage module that we'll be using on the AJA KiPro Quad, and its dock. And again, on the back end, you have Thunderbolt that's going in right now, and USB 3.